Hello, fellow Murdlers! Today is Saturday, July 27th, 2024, and it's a great day to solve a murder. Today we have the case of the LIBRA with a pair of leather gloves, and we have 6 4x4 grids with suspects, motives, locations, and weapons. Now, just a confession here real quickly for full disclosure. This is actually my 3rd time recording today's puzzle, which is honestly brutal for me. I keep making the same mistake where I fill out the entire grid, solve the whole puzzle, have everything correct, have all the right information in the right place, and then somehow manage to put the wrong information in my accusation. I've seen a lot of people commenting that they've done similar things, and I know how maddening it is, so just know that it happens to me too, and it's driving me crazy. And I really hope that this will be the time that it all sticks, and I will remember exactly what goes where and not put in fake evidence. So with that, let's go ahead and check out our statements today. We have 4 statements, 1 for each of our suspects, and we know that 3 of them must be true, 1 of them must be the lie. Whomever is lying will be our murderer today, and that's how we'll solve the case. So let's check out today's suspects. And somebody pointed out the other day, it is Viscount if you're saying it in English, and I should be saying it in English as I'm speaking in English. I guess I just first heard the word in French, so I say Vicomte, like from the French pronunciation, which I now realize is a bit weird. It's kind of like saying Paris, Paris, which I'm not big on. But anyway, I hope you'll forgive the fact that I'll probably still continue to use the French pronunciation, but yes, it should be Viscount in English, but I don't know, it doesn't sound, I don't know, I feel, Vicomte Eminence just sounds like so much more fancy. I suppose that's why it's kind of annoying that I do that, but anyway, I hope you'll bear with me nonetheless. We also have Chancellor Tuscany, far less controversial in name, Judge Pine, and Miss Saffron. The weapons today are a pitchfork, a pair of leather gloves, an angry llama, and an axe. The locations today are the library, the stone bridge, the locked gate, and the barracks. And finally, our motives today are to silence a witness, to win an argument, to break into the industry, and to rob the victim. All right, let's check out our clues and evidence. The person who wanted to silence a witness was at the stone bridge. Okay, so we'll put silence a witness at the stone bridge. The person with the pitchfork did not want to break into the industry. Okay, we have the pitchfork here. And this cog thing is breaking into the industry, so we'll say those don't go together. This fingerprint was found at the locked gate. All right, that's going to be Judge Pine. So we'll say Judge Pine was at the locked gate and therefore did not want to silence a witness, as that is associated with a different location. The other suspect with the same height as Miss Saffron had an angry llama. Miss Saffron is 5'2", and so is Vicomte Eminence. So we'll say Vicomte Eminence had the angry llama. Miss Saffron wanted to rob the victim. Okay, so we can say Miss Saffron wanted to rob the victim. That will tell us that, let's see, the llama did not have that motive. Also, since we know that Judge Pine was at the locked gate, we can cross that out for Vicomte Eminence and the llama as well. It's already taken care of here. Let's see, we also, well, we don't know yet that piece. We can keep, I think this is about right for now. So we'll cross that out. Although, wait, let me just double check. No, I think that's about it. Okay. And finally, a LIBRA had a pair of leather gloves. So we already know Vicomte Eminence's weapon is the angry llama. So we're looking at these 3. Chancellor Tuscany is a LIBRA, Judge Pine is a Taurus, and Miss Saffron is a Libra. So we have 2 possible Libras for the leather gloves. So all we can do there is eliminate Judge Pine for that. That will also tell us that the leather gloves were not at the locked gate. And let's see, is there anything else? Well, here's one we can move over. We know that since Judge Pine is the one at the locked gate, not Miss Saffron, we know that the motive for the locked gate is not to rob the victim, so we can mark that in there. I think that's otherwise all we know for now. Okay, so we'll go ahead and cross that out, and let's check out our statements now. So when I go through these, I typically go line by line, see if any of them must be true or must be false, based either on their relationship to one another or the information that we've already gathered. If I can't solve it from that, what I do is I go line by line and I take the inverse of each statement and see if I can make the other 3 statements true in that case. So we'll go first with vehicle eminence. Chancellor Tuscany was in the library. We don't yet know who was in the library, and we don't know anything to say Chancellor Tuscany couldn't have been there, so that could be true. Chancellor Tuscany says an axe was in the barracks. Similarly, we don't really have much information about the axe, nor do we have much information about the barracks, so that could be possible as well. An angry llama was not at the locked gate. So we actually know this one is true already because we know that vehicle eminence was not at the locked gate. So this one has to be true, so that eliminates Judge Pine as a possible suspect. We know Judge Pine is telling the truth. Finally, we have Miss Saffron saying that she brought an axe, which is possible, and that would correspond with this, so it would mean that Miss Saffron would have to be in the barracks. So that looks like it could be true, but we need to kind of suss that out still. So let's start by taking vehicle eminence's statement. I'm going to hit save real quickly, and let's take the inverse of this. So we'll make this a lie by saying Chancellor Tuscany was not in the library. So Chancellor Tuscany not in the library. And that would mean that these 3 all had to be true. We already know Judge Pine's statement is, so let's try to take this and see if these can be true. So Miss Saffron had an axe, and an axe was in the barracks. This seems to work, and we can say then that Chancellor Tuscany was by the stone bridge to silence a witness. Miss Saffron was in the barracks to rob the victim with an axe. Sounds pretty brutal. That would put Judge Pine by the locked gate, which we already knew, with the pitchfork, which we did not know yet. And since we know the pitchfork was not to break into the industry, we can cross that out and say that Judge Pine's motive was to win an argument. This would mean that vehicle eminence had the motive to break into the industry and was in the library. So this all seems to work. We have one left with Chancellor Tuscany getting the leather gloves, which satisfies the requirement that a Libra had the leather gloves. So we can confidently say, and I'm going to copy the information correctly this time, that it was vehicle eminence with an angry llama in the library to break into the industry. Okay, first time I did this, actually both times, I've been so distracted by these darn leather gloves, which are in the title, but have nothing to do with the solution. That the first time I put in the whole thing for Chancellor Tuscany. The second time I had everything for vehicle eminence except I swapped the weapon, so I gave him the leather gloves. That was maddening. And now this time I think I finally got it in correctly. Vehicle eminence with an angry llama in the library to break into the industry. So I'll go ahead and flip these over. But before I see if, well, I know we're right. But before we complete the puzzle, I'm just going to take a moment and fill out the rest of the grid here. Okay, there's everything all filled out. And again, finally, we have vehicle eminence with an angry llama in the library to break into the industry. Let's go ahead and see if we were right. All right, finally I got it. We were right. We have suspect, weapon, location, motive, finally. All right, thanks so much for playing along with me today. I hope this was a helpful walkthrough, and we'll see you tomorrow.